There was drama in the Supreme Court on Monday as presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, asked the court to admit fresh evidence of forgery against President Bola Tinubu. Speaking through his lead counsel, Christ Uche San, Atiku described the matter as a grave and constitutional matter. He urged the court to adopt the application and grant their request. The issue involving Mr. Tinubu's certificate is a weighty, grave, and constitutional one, which the Supreme Court should admit. I urge the court to admit the fresh evidence of President Tinubu's academic records from Chicago State University presented by Atiku, he said. The Supreme Court must take a look at Mr. Tinubu's record and reach a decision devoid of technicality. The counsel to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Abubakar Mahmood, immediately asked the Supreme Court to dismiss Atiku's application seeking to present Tinubu's academic records. Tinubu's lead counsel, Wole Olanipekun San, argued that INEC should have been a party at the deposition proceedings in the U.S., noting that the Chicago State University depositions are dormant until the opponent comes to court and testify. Olanipekun said that Atiku cannot seek fresh evidence at the Supreme Court. Nigerians, this is really getting, tougher and more interesting as well. President Bola Tinubu has urged the Supreme Court to dismiss Atiku Abubakar's application seeking to present Tinubu's academic records. Tinubu, through his lawyers, said the candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the 2023 presidential election, Atiku, and his party went on a fishing expedition to the United States. Sahara reporters earlier on Monday reported that the Supreme Court had reserved judgment on Atiku's appeal to file fresh evidence and nullify the ruling by the Presidential Election Petition Court, which affirmed Tinubu as the winner of the presidential election. A 7-member panel of the court, led by Justice John Okoro, made the announcement after lawyers to parties adopted their briefs of argument and made their final submissions. Please pardon me. The court also took argument from lawyers to parties on the motion filed by the applicant to supply fresh evidence. Applicant's lawyers, Christ Uche San, urged the court to grant the motion and allow the appeal, grant the prayers sought and disqualify Tinubu. Uche described the matter as weighty, grave, and constitutional. On their part, the lawyers representing the respondent, Abubakar Mahmood San, for the Independent National Electoral Commission, Chief Wole Olanipekun San for Tinubu, and Chief Akin Olujemi San for the All Progressive Congress (APC), urged the court to dismiss both the motion and appeal for lacking in merit. Tinubu's team of lawyers, led by Chief Wole Olanipekun San, argued that the foreign depositions relied upon by Atiku to be admitted in evidence were not done in the court, but in private chambers in the United States. According to him, the depositions are not even admissible in their own U.S. courts. He argued that the 180 days allowed by law for the hearing of the petition filed by Atiku and his party to nullify the outcome of the 2023 presidential election had since elapsed. He further argued it would be wrong for the Supreme Court to admit fresh evidence at this stage. He said they merely went on in a fishing expedition in the US. The evidence they are seeking to tender is not at large. It cannot be compartmentalized anywhere. Even Alice in Wonderland knew where she was going. At least, she was told where she was going. According to him, Atiku should have joined INEC as a party at the deposition proceedings in the US. Nigerians, you've all heard it now. Tinubu said Atiku Abubakar went for a fishing expedition in the US. They have asked the Supreme Court not to admit the Chicago State University false certificate, appeal against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You prayed the court to disqualify President Tinubu as a candidate in the election, and in another breath, you called for a rerun to be conducted between you and President Tinubu. Wole Olapekun San made justice laugh at the Supreme Court today. If indeed he did not forge the certificates as alleged, then why is he afraid of new evidence? How do international community see us and our judiciary as hope of common man to get justice when the judiciary were not reliable day in, day out? Well, Nigerians, these are some reactions. Please, let's hear from you. What's your take on this? Kindly share your thoughts below the comments.